We tend to think of historical fencing as a sport only for knights, and modern fencing as being very posh and elitist. But the truth is you did not have to be a knight or noble to fence, and the reputation of fencers being posh and elitist is actually a pretty recent development. And to highlight the kind of people that would be expected to fence and watch fencing, I will be reading select parts from a 1597 Fencers Ordinance from Prague. Out the gate, we come in pretty strong. There are lazy people coming to Prague from other places who intend to organize fencing tournaments and otherwise stay idle, visit inns, and wander in the night. This causes many scandals, brawls, wounds, and murder. Officially, the only people allowed to organize these was the Cutlers Guild, the people who make the blades. Otherwise, that's the sort of things they said about you. The audience at a fencing tournament must not disturb the fencer. This flows nicely into no one unauthorized and unable to fence should enter the dueling ground, obstruct the fencers, lecture them, nor step between them. Such behavior will be punished with beating. It also happens that peasants and journeymen whistle and shout at a fencer, as if he was a fool. Such behavior will be punished by the organizer, either with jail or beating. But it wasn't just the audience. Fencing masters and apprentices should act solemnly and respectfully during the tournament, without any foolishness like shaking their head or sticking out their tongue. Seems even the fencers had to be reminded not to be assholes. Speaking of fencers being assholes, should there be an idler wanting to take part in a fencing tournament so that he may just show off, act like a peacock, and thus make money for a living, he should not be permitted to enter it, which flows nicely into some fencers are not willing to fence at the tournament, save for prize money. They tend to shout at noblemen and burghers, urging them to throw down money for which they should fight. However, the tournament was not established as a means for making money, but as an exercise for the youth. Any fencer should be, from now on, punished with a fine for such behavior. The mental image of running around harassing rich people to fund your prize money for your fencing matches is just really funny to me for some reason. Of course, this is the medieval/Renaissance period, so people really love getting drunk on wine. If the tournament takes place on Sunday, it must start immediately after lunch and not later in the afternoon when many fencers are already drunk. This theater might also tempt people not to go to the church, for which reason the tournament must end before the Vespers. These damn fencers getting wine drunk in the middle of the afternoon and skipping church. Terrible. This is one of my personal favorites. A column should be pitched close to the fence they would set up for the tournament, and a small shovel hung on it. If anyone enters the fence without authorization or behaves badly, he will endure beatings with that shovel 3 times. Anyone chosen by the elders or the tournament organizer to proceed with the beating must oblige. Wouldn't that be just a fun little bit of audience participation, getting to be the person that beats someone with a shovel for entering the fencing ring when they're not allowed to? And this one isn't really a commentary on fencers at the time. This is more aimed at my fellow fencers of the modern day. These two fencers should not engage with full power like peasants as if they wanted to finish each other on the spot, but they should act according to the art of the fencing tournament. We also have a few later sources like Donald McBain, who makes it pretty clear that the average fencer was thought of as a ruffian, a brute, or sometimes even a pimp in Donald McBain's case. The idea of fencing being this very highbrow thing more so comes from the officers' school that made modern Olympic fencing in the first place, even though not all modern Olympic fencers were exactly gentlemen either. But that's not my place to talk about. If you would like to learn more about historical fencing, check out wichtenhauer.com or HEMA Club Alliance's Club Finder. Find a club near you, and as always, happy HEMA.